Sometimes the dead wake up. In real life too, not just the movies. Ma Jixiang, born on April 2nd, 1957, experienced a significant setback in his early 20s when he fell ill, resulting in a lifelong intellectual disability and persistent fever. Residing in Tanjialong village within China's Hunan province, he often ventured out independently to purchase cigarettes, a routine he regularly followed. On December 27, 2009, Ma embarked on one of these walks, causing little to no immediate surprise among his family when he did not promptly return. When Ma didn't return by nightfall, concern gripped his family. Given Ma's familiarity with the area, they found it implausible that he could have lost his way. Upon reaching Ma's home, they discovered everything in order, including the neatly arranged kitchen with cleaned cooking pots. Subsequently, they visited the store where Ma typically bought cigarettes and inquired with the attendant. The response was disheartening. The person working there stated he never came in that day. Despite trying to remain hopeful by considering the possibility that Ma might be with another villager 3 days later on December 30th, with still no sign of him, they reluctantly accepted that something was amiss. It was at this point that they notified the police and the rest of the villagers. The entire village united to participate in the search efforts, while the police, though initially thinking Ma would return on his own, agreed to organize a search party as a precaution. Some villagers mentioned seeing Ma leave the village on the morning of December 27th, but didn't witness his return, considering it normal due to Ma's numerous friends. The search party meticulously combed through every corner of Tanjialong village, explored his frequented spots, and extended their efforts to neighboring villages in hopes of finding Ma. Despite their thorough search yielding no results, the police, faced with no leads, decided to put the case on hold. Fast forward a few years to February 7th, 2012 at 10:40 p.m. in the darkness of Taiping village. A driver named Yang Jiguang found himself on a dimly lit road, proceeding at a faster pace than usual since he was the only car on the road that night. However, this decision proved costly. As he approached an intersection to make a turn, a figure suddenly emerged in the middle of the road. Despite Yang's quick attempt to brake, it was too late, resulting in a collision with the person. Overwhelmed with fear, Yang promptly contacted the police. Regrettably, upon their arrival, there was nothing they could do, and the individual had succumbed to the impact instantly. The man lay lifeless in the middle of the road, having been forcefully struck by the vehicle. The police examined Yang's dash cam, which validated his account, leading to the conclusion that the death was an unfortunate accident. Despite this clarity, the police faced a challenge in identifying the deceased. His face had been disfigured and was unrecognizable, and he carried no form of identification, only a seemingly empty woven bag. The man appeared to be in his late 50s to early 60s, and the only lead available was the limited view of his face from Yang's dashcam, as there were no CCTV cameras in the vicinity. Considering his attire, the police speculated he might have been homeless. To explore this possibility, they surveyed the homeless population in the area, but none of them had been reported missing. The police issued notices in local newspapers seeking assistance in identifying the deceased, and Ma's family learned of the incident through these notices, prompting them to come forward. DNA samples were obtained from Ma's brother, Ma Jixiang, and the results revealed a significant similarity, strongly suggesting they were brothers. Since Ma Jixiang was the only unaccounted-for brother, the police and the family concluded that the deceased could only be Ma Jixiang. The official identification was confirmed on the 25th of February the same year. No legal action was pursued against Yang, as his family agreed to accept a compensation of 150,000 yuan on February 28th. After Ma's cremation on March 1st, the family used the compensation money to organize a funeral for their departed relative. Every resident of Tanjialong village contributed and attended the funeral, making it a communal effort to honor Ma Jixiang's memory. More More than 3 years after the body was buried on December 20th, 2015, a disheveled elderly man with a forlorn demeanor appeared in Hanyang. Bystanders actively avoided him due to his ragged appearance and somber mood. Approaching a compassionate police officer on duty, the man uttered, "I'm hungry. I want to eat." Touched by his plight, the officer decided to take him to a restaurant for a meal. During the repast, the man expressed a desire to return home. Perplexed, the officer mentioned the man's apparent homelessness in the city, to which he responded, "I'm from Tanjalong Village, Baishi Town, Xiangtan City. My name is Ma Jixiang." A sentence he repeated persistently. Believing the man's sincerity, he was escorted to a local police station where authorities checked their records for any mention of a Ma Jixiang. It was then revealed that he had died in a traffic accident 3 years earlier. Ma's identification raised doubts, leading the police to bring him back to the village. Every resident unequivocally confirmed his identity as Ma. To solidify this confirmation, DNA samples were collected from him and compared to his family's, confirming a match. This affirmed that the man was indeed Ma Jixiang. Shockingly, Ma shared that he had been kidnapped and coerced into manual labor in the city, revealing himself as a victim of human trafficking. Naturally, this was one of the last things anyone was expecting. A man who has been dead for 3 years just rocking up on your doorstep doesn't happen every day. This revelation indicated that the body Ma's family had cremated, believing it to be their relative, was, in fact, an entirely different person. Despite placing the DNA in China's missing persons database, no matches were found. The DNA results for the deceased remained only identifying the person as a brother or relative without specifying Ma. By sheer coincidence, the unknown deceased turned out to be a distant relative of the family. Given this unexpected connection, the tomb remained undisturbed, and Ma continues to visit it regularly, mourning the brother he never had the chance to meet. Presently, Ma resides in a nursing home. Identifying the deceased seems improbable as his body has been cremated. The only available information aside from his relatives suggests that he was potentially homeless and in his 60s. Although through death this man has found his family, it is sad that they never got to know each other. I can't imagine how shocking it would feel to see someone you believe is dead appear again. I can only assume it would feel like a dream. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, comment, like, and share.
And until next time, keep fearing the living.